My God sent his angel and shut the lions' mouths, and they have not harmed me, because I was found blameless before him. And also before you, O king, I have done no harm. Daniel 6:22.
Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. Today we're diving into a genuinely fascinating analysis. We're going to take a look at how the ancient, super dramatic story of Daniel in the lion's den provides a surprisingly relevant blueprint for surviving today's most toxic environments. Now, whether you look at this as ancient history or just really powerful literature, the psychological framework it lays out for surviving extreme stress is incredibly compelling. Our main goal today is to unpack this narrative and answer one absolutely crucial question. Why exactly does deep trust overcome overwhelming toxicity? Okay, let's dive into this. The entire story anchors on a very specific, dramatic claim from Daniel chapter 6, verse 22. It says, "My God sent his angel and shut the lions' mouths, and they have not harmed me, because I was found blameless before him. And also before you, O king, I have done no harm." This sets up a scenario of seemingly unavoidable destruction, right? But it's stopped dead in its tracks by a sudden, miraculous reprieve that is based entirely on integrity and trust. But here's where we bring this ancient text directly into the present day. I want you to think about this for a second. What happens when the lions aren't literal animals, but your environment? We all face situations where the threats aren't physical predators pacing around a room, but psychological or professional ones. This literal, historical account actually serves as a highly effective metaphor for the intense daily pressures that you and I face right now. Section 1. The Lion's Den, the Ancient Precedent. The enemy literally thought the lion's den was Daniel's end. And this is absolutely crucial for understanding the gravity of the metaphor. You see, the den was not meant to be a place of testing, and it definitely wasn't a temporary holding cell. It was designed as an absolute end, a definitive breaking point. When we apply this metaphorically today, it speaks to those distinct moments in our lives or our careers that feel fundamentally designed to just break our spirit. All right, moving into section 2, identifying modern lions, decoding the metaphor. And this brilliantly illustrates the core connection we're making here. On one side, we have literal lions, the actual animals in an enclosed den representing immediate physical danger. But map that directly over to modern lions. These are the things like overwhelming stress, toxic situations, and crippling fear. Maybe it's a deeply toxic workplace culture, or, a micromanaging boss whose daily demands feel entirely designed to strip away your confidence. These are the predators of our modern age. Feeling surrounded by these invisible pressures is psychologically equivalent to standing right there in that literal ancient den. So, a toxic environment, then, is essentially our modern lion's den. The source defines it as a place or situation meant to destroy or break you, completely enveloped by stress and overwhelming fear. It's not just having a bad day at the office or a minor disagreement with a coworker. It's a systemic atmosphere of hostility. Validating this psychological toll is really the first step. We have to acknowledge that this kind of environment is a primal threat to your well-being. Section 3. The Shield of Trust, the Mechanism of Trust. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the sequence of events and the behavioral traits it highlights. The text points out Daniel was found blameless and had done no harm. This connects personal integrity directly to the activation of divine protection. Why does this work against toxicity? Well, because in a toxic environment, your primary defense mechanism actually isn't fighting back using toxic methods. If you do that, it just poisons you and turns you into the exact monster you're fighting. Instead, it's about maintaining your own internal integrity. By remaining blameless and refusing to do harm, you insulate yourself from the poison around you and create the conditions for absolute protection. So how do we operationalize this ancient wisdom right now? Here's a very practical, 3-step blueprint for navigating these metaphorical dens. Step 1, stay faithful. You have to hold on to your core values, especially when the environment severely demands that you compromise them. Step 2, trust his timing. Deliverance might not be immediate, right? It requires an endurance that outlasts the present danger. And step 3, believe in protection. You need to consciously shift your focus away from the overwhelming fear and toward a profound trust in a higher protective power. Which brings us to section 4, from test to testimony, the transformation. There is a remarkably bold claim here about the final outcome of relying on this kind of trust. The text says that this higher power can protect you, sustain you, and bring you out untouched. That word, untouched, is incredibly significant. It means you aren't just barely scraping by, emerging traumatized and broken, but, technically alive. No, through unwavering trust, you can emerge from a totally toxic, destructive environment, fully sustained and completely unharmed. It's a massive paradigm shift from mere desperate survival to complete preservation. Let's move 2 and see how this builds. Look at how the intended goal compares directly with the final outcome. The environment's intended goal was meant to break and destroy you, but the final outcome flips the script entirely. Surviving with your integrity intact proves the power of trust and literally turns the intended destruction into a testimony. The very environment that was supposed to be your definite end becomes the undisputed proof of your resilience. The worse the environment, the greater the proof of the protection. This leaves us with a truly compelling reframing of our own modern struggles. What if the toxic environment meant to break you is actually just the stage for your greatest testimony? By viewing our modern lions, our stress, our fears, our highly toxic workplaces, not as our end, but as the very platform to demonstrate our resilience, we gain an incredibly powerful psychological tool. It challenges us to completely rethink our modern-day lion's dens and approach them with unyielding integrity, deep patience, and profound trust. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep analyzing, keep learning, and I'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.